Let's paint a scenario. You got a job offer, your salary is $60,000 for 1 year, and if you do the maths divided by 12 months a year, that's $5,000 every month. Yay, I'm making 5K. Only for you to get your first paycheck, boom. Looks like you have just earned $2,500. Half of my money is gone. What's going on? Yep. It's because of different things that make up your paycheck. So in this video, I'm going to break down understanding your paycheck and taxes and other deductions as well. Hey there, welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is WhizQueen. I teach you ways to make, save, and grow your money at the intersection of finance, business, and travel. So if you're new here, welcome. Please stick around by hitting that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching it, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. This episode is part 3 of our Finance in Your 20s series. Most young adults that I've met, they just got their first big girl or big boy job. I have conversations with them. They say, hey, Bisola, I don't understand. My company is cheating me. I didn't get the same amount of money that I should have earned. Or maybe they're supposed to earn $20 per hour. By the time they calculate 10 hours of work, they expect to see $200 paycheck, only for it to look like it's like $150. And it feels like they've just been scammed. No, you haven't. You just maybe don't understand how to read your paycheck just yet. By the end of this video, you're going to know what is coming out of your paycheck, what your gross net pay is, how to actually properly plan ahead, and how taxes actually work so you can read your paycheck with confidence and know how to plan ahead for your finances. So the first part is understanding the difference between gross pay versus net pay. Most people think it's the same. Nope, it's not. If it's your first job, maybe it's just your first time seeing a paycheck, you probably don't already know this. But gross pay is the total compensation that you're going to be getting from your employer. So this is what you maybe see on your offer letter, on your job letter, or even on the job posting as well. So if they say, oh, you're getting $60K a year, $100K a year, $25 an hour, that is the gross amount. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the net pay or the total amount that will hit your bank account. So gross pay, your total salary or wages that you're earning. Net pay is what you're left with after taxes and other deductions. And this is what would actually hit your bank account. Don't worry, the company did not make any mistakes in their calculation and they are really not scamming you. Now, the difference between your gross pay and your net pay is what is called deductions. This could include taxes, it could include insurance, it could include retirement contribution and other kind of contributions. But all of these forms up what is called deductions. So sometimes your employer is legally required to withhold some part of your salary for these deductions. Some you might be able to opt out of them, others you're probably not able to opt out of them. And this is something you find across most developed countries like Canada, UK, US, even in Nigeria. While I was working there, I remember that my paycheck was not, there was my gross pay, there was amounts that was going towards so many other things, insurance and the likes. Then I have my net pay as well. The typical deduction you see on most paycheck includes income tax. This might be broken down into two kinds of taxes, federal and provincial, or federal and state. Then you also have like pension or retirement contribution. Then you could have some form of social benefit or insurance contribution going out of there. You could have benefits coming out of there like health insurance, dental, and lastly could also be like other forms of claim from your income. This could look like claim from child support, it could look like claim from credit or debt that you're owing, and some other kind of claims like that. But these are the 5 types of deductions that could come out of your paycheck. Not all of them is consistent across the board, but at least you would have the taxes and you have some other pension or retirement kind of ones coming out of it. So now, my dear 20-something, let me tell you, taxes are a legal obligation. You are not getting out of it. You cannot escape it. As a responsible citizen or resident of a country, you're expected to contribute towards the development of that country, and this is typically in form of taxes. That is how government make money. You make money, you pay the government in form of taxes, and that is the money that they use to develop the country or improve or provide even social amenities as well. Now I want to tell you something about taxes that most people do not understand. A lot of people will say, oh yeah, I don't want to make a lot of money, or I don't want to go to the next tax bracket because I don't want to increase my taxes. That is not correct. Most countries use what is called a progressive tax system. So what that means is you pay higher taxes when you enter the next tax bracket. But the logic here is not that you're paying the higher percentage on the entire amount. You're only paying the graduated percentage on the graduated amount. Let me explain. So everyone gets to enjoy the lower tier tax rate. So for example, you could have like $20,000 where you don't pay taxes on. Then when you hit $30,000, you're going to be paying maybe 10% on top of the additional $10,000 income that you're making. Then maybe when you get to $50,000 in tax bracket, you now have additional 20K. So you still enjoy $20,000 income free tax. You get the next $10,000 with maybe the 10% tax, then the $20,000 on top of it to make up that 50K is now going to be maybe taxed at 15%. So it's not the entire 50K that you're getting taxed at 15%. Don't get it twisted. So do not be afraid to increase your income because you're scared of going into the next tax bracket. Let me tell you this, you're always better off with more money, because even with a higher tax rate, you would still have more net income after taxes. Please keep that in mind. Do not be confused by this common notion or mistake that people believe that they don't want to make too much money because they don't want to pay higher taxes. No. And this is what is called marginal taxes. You only pay the higher tax percentage on the higher or the increased income, not the entire amount. I hope this makes sense. If you have questions specifically about this, please leave it below, because I want to make sure everyone is as clear as possible on this. So now that you've gotten a good sense of taxes, the next is for you to now calculate your net pay. Most times you're not able to run this number correctly yourself because the tax rate, again, like I said, would vary depending on the tax bracket, and you could have multiple rates. What I recommend using is an online income tax calculator. I'll put a link below. My favorite one is talent.com. It's also available in Canada. It's ca.talent.com. I'll put a link on the screen so you can check them out. On this website, you'll be able to determine how much your net pay would be based on your actual income. So if you're from Canada and you're residing in Ontario, then you'll be able to see if you're making like annual salary, hourly rate. You'll be able to see what your bi-weekly, weekly or monthly paycheck will sum up to. And this can give you an estimate of how much money that you're going to be getting in your bank account. I always recommend you do this analysis whenever you get a job. Do not just assume, and this will help you know how to plan ahead. So if you get a job offer, or maybe you're applying for a job and you see that the expected salary is going to be like $60,000 a year, don't just take it at that. Yes, that is great income. Don't just think, oh yeah, that's $5,000 every month. Instead, go on the website. If you live in US, do the same thing. If you live in Canada, do the same thing, or the UK equivalent. Visit the website, then put the total amount you're getting in salary. If you're also getting paid on hourly wages, you can also click on the drop down, put the hourly rate there and how many hours you're working. Then this would give you an actual estimate of what your net pay would be. And this is what you're going to use to plan your finances. Your company or wherever you're applying, you would have known what your pay schedule is. Is it bi-weekly? Is it monthly? Whatever that looks like. Then you're going to be able to plan ahead for that amount. So now, if your bi-weekly paycheck, instead of expecting $5,000 monthly, perhaps your bi-weekly paycheck is going to come up to around $1,600. So you can know how to plan for your rent, your bills, your utilities, and your actual spend. Otherwise, if you don't run this number, you would not even know how to negotiate with the employer, because now you can see that, okay, it looks like for my own province where I'm residing, I'm going to be paying more taxes. So that means maybe I could see if I could negotiate for more. And you can see if the actual salary that the employer is offering you is enough to sustain, or maybe you need to get a side job, or maybe you need to just push or get a better paying job. This would literally change your life and help you plan ahead for your paycheck. The other optional deductions that come out of your paychecks are usually like retirement contribution or pension plan. I always recommend that you take it because this is really free money that you've worked for, that your employer is contributing. What that looks like is if you continue to work and you're earning pay, your employer is saying if you as the employee contribute X amount of dollars into your retirement account, they would match it with additional percentage. I always say to take this as to the maximum contribution that they're offering. Why is this? At the end of the day, you're going to have to, plan for retirement. This is money you've also worked for, and they are investing the money for the most part for you. So it's very important for you to just take that and use it as a way to know this is an additional savings that I'm already making, and what I have left is money that I need to plan for. Like I said, this is an optional contribution. You can decide to say, I'm opting out of it, I don't want it, but I really recommend that you take it because it's free money that is already on the table. I know that was a lot. Now you understand reading your paycheck and taxes, at least to a larger extent than you did before. Don't be surprised that in as much as this series is for people in their 20s, a lot of people in their 30s, 40s, maybe don't even understand it. So if you find this video to be valuable, please send it over to someone who you think would also learn from it. I'll leave the link to my 5-day free finance course. It's an email course. You're going to get different tips on savings, investing, budgeting, growing your money, and so many things like that. It's completely free. I'll leave the link to the course for you to get access to it. If you enjoy watching this video, like I said, give it a thumbs up, leave a question for me below if you have them, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.